Tonight, from close to Hollywood, California, it's the comedy tribute to the Legends of Lunacy, the Masters of Mayhem, the Doctors of Disasters, those bop in the head, slap in the face, double over belly laugh makers.
We're stupendous. We're terrific. We're even superlative.
The Three Stooges.
Three Stooges.
And now our host, Martin Short. Martin Short. You seen Martin Short?
He's hanging around here somewhere.
Ah! Ah! I want the number for the Stooges tribute, quick!
You'll find it in your directory.
I ain't got no directory! I'm outside! 8 floors up!
Hello? Oh, it's you. How you doing?
Not so good! I'm late for your tribute!
Keep a step up a plate, kid.
Can't wait any longer. This will have to do.
We got it. Help is on the way. Good work.
Those knots will only hold.
Okay, ship ahoy!
Oh!
Get a good breath.
Hey, quit the clowning!
Hey, this ain't Saturday night.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a brief delay, Mr. Martin Short.
Here we are, finally paying attention to the Stooges. Probably the most underrated, certainly the most underappreciated comic team of all time.
We're not ordinary people. We're morons.
For 75 years, fans have been roaring with laughter at their wild, two-fisted antics. And they're not just known here in America. All over the world, mothers scream at their kids to go out and play the moment the Stooges music starts.
Oh, I don't want you watching that kind of violent stuff, young man. Skedaddle!
But tonight, you're going to be seeing Stooges as you've never seen them before. In shorts, features, home movies, Lost Stooge films never seen by the public. I mean, even Curly's Wedding. Stuff no one, even die-hard fans, has ever seen.
Goodbye.
So pull up your chair, adjust your antenna, fine-tune your sets,
Oh, isn't this thrilling?
and get ready for a tidal wave of laughs from the lunatics of laughs, the masters, the incredible Three Stooges.
You got nothing to worry about, boys. They can't shoot us. Aim! Fire! Wait a minute. This ain't according to Rule 27 of international law.
We're supposed to have a last request.
Yeah, this is request night.
What do you request?
How about a last smoke?
All right. But when this smoke is finished, so are you.
With the all-new Dodge Dakota, we offer a choice. A torquey Magnum 4 that is not the typical wimpy whiner, a serious high-output Magnum V6, and a real live Magnum V8. The only V8 in its class. 468. Now who do you appreciate? The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Ain't nothing like the real thing. No, no. Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Ain't nothing like
ABC Friday.
Do you realize that in this very theater, the Three Stooges previewed their films? I mean, isn't that amazing to think about? Because we're dealing with show business legends. Sure, there have been other comedians, but these guys have lasted longer than any other comedy team. 75 years. And they're more popular today than ever. What are you, Kenny G?
No, I'm not that good.
You're telling me. Their entire act was derived from this kind of vaudeville routine. A stage comic and a heckler. And the heckler was called, simply enough, a stooge.
Wait a minute, boys. What is this you're doing? What is this you're doing?
The elevator dance?
The what?
The elevator dance.
The elevator dance.
There's no steps to it.
I'll give you steps. Get out of here. Go ahead.
Those days, it wasn't a bad thing. And there were lots of stooges on lots of stages across the country. So how is it that these Three Stooges completely changed the face of comedy? Well, for one thing, they came up with things that no one else even dared to imagine. I mean, they pushed comedy to its very limits. They were, well, comic inventors. It's no exaggeration to say that modern society has been enriched by great minds. Benjamin Franklin discovered electricity.
Grab that screwdriver, put it in his ear and short him.
Oh, thank you.
Hello.
Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone.
Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard speaking.
I'm fine.
So am I.
And the Wright brothers flew the first airplane. But few know that the Stooges themselves are also responsible for a number of useful modern inventions. But their true brilliance was in real life, in their contribution to physical comedy. These are some of the greatest comic inventions. To start with, the boys invented the around-the-world bop. And the around-the-world double bop.
See that?
The triple slap. No comics in history had ever dared try that before, or probably since. The Stooges also devised the crisscross slap. Now that takes imagination and coordination.
Give me back my nickel.
Here's five.
Mo Howard practically invented the open hand slap, leaving his fingers so loose that there was practically no impact. The loud smacking sound came from a special effects man off camera.
Rest a bit, you're tired. Here.
But did they sit around and just come up with this stuff?
I don't see any loose boards.
Here.
Hey, this was their life. They did it all the time. They used their wives, their kids. Everything was fair game. Here's what I mean. In this never-before-seen home movie, the kids conspired to pull one over on their stooge fathers. These pint-sized stooges made the little rascals look tame. This proves that mischief runs in the family. But by the time they got to Hollywood, they were way more scientific. One part this, two parts that, and voila, the triple headbang.
Good day, gentlemen.
Good day.
The machine gun hat rattle.
Want to start a war, eh?
Oh, wait a minute now, kid. Wait. Take it easy.
The nose honk. Or even the classic saw over the head, which left everyone even curly in stitches. All perfectly executed jokes with rubber props and... But none of these contribute as much to the Stooges' mystique as, of course, the eye poke.
No, you get it.
Yeah, chicken foot. That's yeah.
the matter?
My eyes closed.
Or the equally famous eye poke defense.
Why, you...
Poking people in the eye is dangerous.
For us, yeah, but they know what they're doing. They're professionals, okay? So he's got this here. He's totally protected. Mo can't get in there, you see? Totally guarded. But this, still open.
They might have gotten a bad rap from critics, but they were masters of language, executing the oldest jokes with perfect comic timing.
What does your watch say?
Tick, 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 tick.
What's it say?
And when words failed them, they made up their own.
See that?
First, you put in a half a pint of ectohooses.
Ectohooses? No, ecto-whatses.
And 4 grams of alkabob.
Ah, so?
Then you pour in the shish kebab.
Shish kebab.
Then you fold in the jigger of sanskophonia.
Give me an anesthetic.
Anywho?
He means he wants to be knocked out.
Oh, a pleasure.
Who sat down and thought this one up? Well, maybe some writer who couldn't spell. In any event, it is now one of the most well-known phrases in the English language.
Give me that. What's the matter with you?
But beyond their comic conventions, these guys were way ahead of everyone else. Milli Vanilli and a lip-sync scandal? Ha! The Three Stooges invented it. Weekend at Bernie's? Forget it. The Three Stooges were there first.
Hey, Moose. Seen anything of those guys? Well, we'll get them. Wonder which way they went.
They were dauntless in their quest to revolutionize technology.
I thought the shots came from here.
There's no one here now. Maybe I can get a report on the radio.
For instance, did you know they were pioneers in radio?
This radio must be dead.
Get the news.
Yes, sir.
Calling all cars, calling all cars. Be on the lookout for 3 photographers.
They ain't here.
75 years after they first invented their wild brand of comedy, who could imagine the world over practically everyone would know their routines? Minor comics?
Not even a tonsil.
I doubt it.
Gentlemen, did you call? You see that?
And now, an important announcement regarding tonight's ceremony from the accountancy firm of Gibson and Robham.
According to the Hollywood Code of Film Veracity, it's essential that we explain the process by which the world has officially designated them the Three Stooges.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Barry Williams.
Here's the story of a man named Healy who was working with 3 very funny guys. One of them had funky hair, one had a bowl cut, the youngest one was bald. It's the story of Brother Shemp. He performed with the boys in vaudeville. He came back in 47 when Curly became ill. Here's the story, what happened later. Shemp passed on and Mo and Larry wept. They couldn't find another partner. There's no one to accept. Till the one day when they brought in Joey Besser. The flying solo was more his cup of tea. So they hired Curly Joe DeRita. That's the way they remain the Stooges 3. The Stooges 3. The Stooges 3. Well, that's the way they remain. The Stooges 3.
Coming up, the secret to the Stooges' success, and Little Richard performs the incredible Curly Shuffle.
This is your wake-up call.
Yes, The Stooges loved going cheap, loved going for the obvious. And that's part of their style of comedy. Give the audience exactly what it expects. But what makes them timeless is that even in their own unique and crazy way, they always had the same problems we all do. Problems like getting a job, finding a date, learning manners, things that never change. Because let's face it, inside each and every one of us is a stooge struggling to get out.
Get back! Get back!
Hey guys, I'm here to help, I must say.
Now, what we gotta do is figure out a way to get the whole... 1, 2.
Gee, how unpleasant.
I sent for the 3 best investigators in the city, and they are our last hope.
If the Stooges mirror our struggles, it is their willingness to do any job.
At your service night and day. If we don't get them, you don't pay. Excelsior!
I'll take that end. I'll take this end. I'll take the end in the middle.
Tackle any task.
Are you all right, Pete?
And greet every challenge.
Hello.
That makes them so cool.
Press. Press. Pull. Hey, you!
Nearly all of us can relate to the struggle of making a buck.
Say, how about this? Wanted grave diggers, good salary, applied...
Oh, no, too morbid.
The morbid, the merrier.
In every film they made, they were 3 ordinary guys looking for work. But when faced with a minor job description, they rendered it impossible to solve.
Hi, Mr. Beadle. I told you we'd do a good job.
We got operating to do. Come on.
And even when they stumbled into a most noble profession, you never knew what to expect.
The instruments.
The instruments.
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 All right, now, show these puppets how to put action behind their words. Get yourself all set
In
now.
a typical year, they cranked out 8 films, one after the other.
Commence.
Oh, my darling.
Tearing up Columbia Pictures.
Oh, is that a scene or is that a scene?
Oh, darling, money doesn't mean everything.
For 24 straight years, they only made 18-minute shorts. It would be years later, when their shorts played on TV, that they would finally get to make features. Maybe that's why critics never took them seriously.
Calling Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
But did you know the Stooges were nominated for an Oscar?
Pardon me if I laugh.
Back in 1934, in a parody of a Clark Gable feature about doctors. Only when the Stooges got done, instead of men in white, these were men in black.
Oh. Let's plug him and see if he's ripe.
And so in each successive film, we laughed along with them. Louder and longer. Within each of us is a part of a stooge. Faintly musical. Hopelessly inept.
Well, this is the 26th theater we got thrown out of this month. What is there left for us?
4 more theaters, except February, which has 28.
Yet always lovable.
How about some catfish?
Catfish.
Catfish. Catfish. Yeah.
And struggling, like we do, to make a buck.
Hey, look, a skeleton fish.
The world over, mothers go screaming the moment they see their kids loading these 2 fingers. It's like a signature, a permanent part of history. And these 3 guys invented it. But how did they get started, you may ask? Well, this is a very good question, because when they were in vaudeville, they didn't even have their own act.
The boys will be right out. Come on out now, come on out.
In 1922, there were 4 men, Ted Healy and his Stooges. They were brothers Mo Howard and Shemp Howard and their buddy Larry Fine.
Are you okay?
Are you boys all from the same family?
Yes,
we're all brothers. You're all brothers. Well, who's the oldest? Who's the oldest in the family?
My father.
Oh, Dad is the oldest.
That's right, Shemp, Mo's older brother. He was the original. Here's Shemp with his son Mort and Mo with his daughter Joan. Are they babysitting? Even away from the limelight, they were always trying to come up with new gags. Sometimes they even tried out their gags in front of more than their family. And without Ted Healy. But the boys technically worked for Healy. The foursome's big break came with this $150 check from Fox Pictures in 1930. California, here they came. They packed up the kids, the dogs, the wives, everything they owned, and headed west. Their first film was Soup to Nuts.
I just looked at the tank. The arrow points halfway. I don't know if it's half empty or half full. How do you like that?
But believe it or not, just when they made it to the movies, Shemp left the group to pursue a career as a serious actor.
Where's the fire? We ain't going to no fire. We're taking some dames for a joyride.
So Mo decided to trade one brother for another. But he didn't think young Jerome was very funny, so they shaved his head, lopped off his mustache, named him Curly, and, well, you know the rest. Curly showed up in Hollywood to join Mo and Larry. His squeaky, high-pitched voice, came from pure panic. And much of his silly physical shtick was to cover the fact that he kept forgetting lines. But overnight, a comic genius suddenly exploded. Curly was in on the act, but the Stooges were still getting second billing to Ted Healy.
Listen, did you originate Stogies?
What?
Are you the first one that ever had Stogies?
But it was obvious that now with Mo, Larry, and Curly, it wouldn't be the case for long.
I got it!
Finally, Columbia Pictures signed a contract with the Stooges, minus Ted Healy. And when you think Curly, you think Curly Shuffle. And who better to let it well than Little Richard?
When me and my friends go out on a town, we can't sit still and we can't sit down. We don't like to fight and we don't like to scuffle. We dance all night during the Curly Shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. What a nick, 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 nick. What a knee, what a knee, what a knee, what a knee. So we never miss a chance. We got up and down and do the Curly Shuffle. Well, me and my friends love Larry and Mo, love Curly's brother Shemp and his fat clone Joe. It's such a delight to boogie and hustle. We're dancing all night during the Curly Shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. Nick, 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 nick. Nick, 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 nick. Boogie, 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 boogie. Oh, wise guy. Oh, wise guy. We never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the Curly Shuffle. Well, me and my friends, we all love to see comedy classes on late night TV. The knuckleheads love to get in the scuffle. They push and shove down the Curly Shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. Nick, 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 nick. Nick, 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 nick. Look at the grass, look at the grass, look at the grass, look at the grass. We never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the Curly Shuffle. What do you say? We do the Curly Shuffle. We do the Curly Shuffle. We do the Curly Shuffle. We never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the
Plenty more to come, including a special tribute to all 6 Stooges. That's right, we said 6.
Looking for more?
Now, finding a job isn't easy. Everyone knows that. But compared to finding a woman, hi there. Who needs a ride home? It's a piece of cake.
Say, miss, would you like to get married?
What?
Get married.
Well, I don't know, but you are kind of cute at that.
Oh, it's not me, it's him. Hiya, Toots.
Let's face it, women like handsome guys, and guys like pretty women. And the Stooges are no exception. But like the rest of us, usually they don't have any more luck.
Kiss us goodbye. I'm poisoned.
Still, there's usually that one guy who has no trouble with the women. For the Stooges, that fella was Curly.
I'm going to rumple your hair.
Tell me, what is there about me makes me so irresistible to women?
First off, Curly was quite the clothes horse.
Another one.
Oh, so you have.
And what woman can ever resist a man in uniform? But sorry, girls, he was already taken. Even on Curly's real wedding day, the boys couldn't resist fooling around in front of the camera. It's the old, where's the bride routine. There she is, Curly's lovely wife, Elaine. Now it's hugs, kisses, and best wishes from everybody. But how about sharing those Stooge secrets of love with the rest of us? A Stooge recognizes the importance of good hygiene.
Close your eyes.
And as every Stooge knows, diamonds really are a girl's best friend.
Open your eyes.
But the real secret is to put your best foot forward.
Would you care to dance? Do you rumba? Only when I take bicarbonate. Sure. But let's dance anyway.
Why, you would swear you were watching Fred and Ginger. On second thought, maybe Gilligan and Ginger.
Tell me, Poodle, didn't you propose to me?
Yes, but I'm with...
Didn't you? Propose to me, too.
Ain't love grand?
But you didn't have to be a guy to learn the art of seduction from the Stooges.
Please, darling, please.
Well, I pronounce you man and wife. You're hit. Fine, but...
Nothing was beyond their comic touch.
Where are you gonna be going?
Oh, for the honeymoon. For you, I have the grand surprise.
So have I, if you only knew it.
But what happens when you finally do snag that beauty? Is love and marriage really all that grand? So be careful what you wish for, guys. You might just get it. The Stooges have more variations on a single theme, physical humor, than any other comedians in movie history.
Nighty-night.
Which leads us to the Stooges as mirrors of our own ambitions and desires, to better ourselves and climb the ladder of success to become wealthy gentlemen. Well, I should say gentle people. I keep forgetting it's the 90s. Even if the going gets a little rough.
I got it, fellas. Here.
That was a shot, boy.
One more time, please.
You need quit. Let's give him a salvo.
You nitwit. What would Emily Post say?
Come and get it!
Imagine learning manners from the Three Stooges.
So sorry.
But in homes all across the world, that's exactly what happened.
How would you boys like to make $1,000? Who do you have to murder? Oh, nothing like that. All you have to do is let me make gentlemen of you.
No, not that. Our father would never forgive us. There ain't been a gentleman in our family for 50 generations.
Quit bragging.
From the moment they got to Hollywood, they started poking fun at anything stuffy.
This bed goes back to Henry VIII.
That's nothing. We had a bed that went back to Sears Roebuck III.
If there's anything more, I will gladly serve you personally. Good day.
It continually reinforced their position as common men, tapping into the mischievous little children within us.
At your age.
And it was part of their exquisite comic timing.
Why excite me?
In real life, the Stooges always showed a lot of class. And they stressed the importance of proper behavior to their own children. Their kids were models of decorum and politeness.
I knew this thing would come in handy. Will you join me?
Certainly.
Simply put, the Stooges are simple guys with one simple need: manners. But then, how many times, even as an adult, did you wish to shake up a boring party?
Really?
Or tried putting on airs, pretending you're something you aren't? Come on, admit it. We've all been there.
Don't be conspicuous.
Hey, if that conspicuous means what I think it does, I meant to punch you right in the nose.
For 75 years, they've been Miss Manners' worst nightmare. Who cares if it's the 1930s or the 90s?
This is all your fault, you.
Cut it out, Mo!
They allow us to fantasize, daring to act out what the rest of us are only brave enough to think. Thank goodness.
Luncheon is served.
So imagine, if you will, a complete lesson in manners from none other than the Three Stooges.
Some olives or celery, Miss Lula?
Thank you, Sappington.
No, this is our first entree into society, and we find it very delightful.
So different than our first party at the reform school.
Oh, you petty larceny stooge. What are you trying to do, ruin us? Give me that pie.
There's one of them now. Excuse me.
Young man, what's wrong? You act as though the sword of Damocles is hanging over your head.
Lady, you must be psychic.
Wonder what's wrong with that young man.
You trying to ruin us, too?
Your drink, madam. Pardon me, madam.
Proving you can dress up simple guys, but any way you look at them, they are simply funny.
Just a minute. This has gone far enough. Don't you know there are ladies present?
We are morons, tried and true, and we'll do our yell for you.
At your service.
Don't touch that dial. The party's just getting started.
See, Bob, was that your daughter on hard copy last night?
Hey, Bob, they ever find your gold card?
Hey, Bob, I hear your neighbor's suing you.
Bob, your computer crashed.
Hi, Bob. What about your root canal? Bummer.
Woo! Looks like you stepped in something, Chief.
Life gotten a little crazy? Try the simple sanity of an Accord sedan. From Honda.
Can I have your attention, please?
Hey, what's up?
I got a big announcement to make.
Are we getting new hats?
No, we're introducing fresh stuffed pitas at Wendy's.
Yeah?
Now, Wendy's has pitas in 4 delicious varieties like Garden Ranch chicken, overflowing with crisp vegetables and big chunks of tender chicken.
Really fill them up.
Chicken Caesar with shredded Parmesan and 2 veggie pitas, classic Greek with feta cheese, and garden veggie.
These are great.
Come in and try Wendy's new fresh stuffed pitas.
So that hat thing's not gonna happen?
No.
Drop everything. Let it go. Get moving.
Maybe we laugh so hard because they let us feel superior. And nowhere can we feel more superior than through their portrayal of physical fitness.
What happened? Look. How'd he get up there?
Whether it was a brisk swim before work, a stop at the gym, or even a morning jog.
Hey, come on, fellas.
Yes, golf happens to be the latest rage.
Thank you, Tiger Woods.
I shot a birdie yesterday.